Inclusion, Network, Mobility. Euni4All Network. Mobility of students with disabilities. Dream or reality?
I'm Patricia Pascual, Education Officer at Erasmus Student Network, Universidad Autónoma de Madrid. ESN is the biggest youth association in Europe. Our mission is to promote international mobilities and integrate international students at their new universities and cities. These mobilities must be accessible to all. That's why ESN Spain has been working with Fundación 11 for years to promote their grants for students with disabilities. In our university, Universidad Autónoma de Madrid, we organize talks to promote these grants that all students with disabilities can be awarded. The main goal is to make sure that they make the most out of Erasmus and any other mobility, since they are life-changing experiences.
Hello, my name is Monica Peguise. I'm the head of mobility of the International Relations and Mobility Service at Universidad Autónoma de Madrid, UAM. We encourage students to participate in the mobility, especially to students with disabilities. We inform them that they will have additional grants to cover the extra expenses that they will have due to their disability.
Questions to students and mobility officers. What is your name, your country of residence, and your studies? And where did you go to study?
Well, good afternoon. My name is Virginia Lozano and I'm 23 years old. I'm from Seville, Spain. Well, I'm currently finishing my studies in business administration at Loyola University here in Seville.
First, I want to give a short introduction to myself. So I am a deaf student. I wear cochlear implants at both sides. I'm studying history and I went to Finland, Joensuu more specifically.
Hi everyone, I'm Balázs Marcos. I've been living in the Netherlands since 2018, so for 4 years now. I'm a Hungarian citizen.
What are the challenges faced by students during and after their studies abroad?
My name is Magda Goździk and I work at the Office of International Education of Lublin University of Technology. I'm responsible for the outgoing students for studies and internships within exchange programs such as Erasmus Plus program. When it comes to challenges that I'm facing when I'm contacted by a student with disabilities who would like to go abroad, the biggest challenge is to find a suitable receiving organization, a university or a company that would accept the student and meet their needs connected to their disability. Another issue is the fact that students do not disclose information about their disability. Therefore, even if a student with disabilities comes to the office, I do not know about that fact and I cannot help them with the process of application and finding a suitable receiving organization.
The first difficulty that I have to face, therefore, was that my electric wheelchair was not adapted to the climate conditions of Norway. However, the Norwegian government lent me a wheelchair without any cost. On the other hand, the most important thing and my main concern was my own assistance. That was the main challenge for me that needed to be solved in order for me to stay or to have to return to Seville. So, well, in my day-to-day life in Spain, my existence and needs are carried out by my family. So before going to Norway, I contacted the Erasmus student coordinator in Bergen, and I sent her a report of everything I needed, and she was in charge of making the appropriate arrangements to provide me with what I request. After several conversations, mainly via email, I was told that the Norwegian government had a home care program for people with different degrees of disability and totally free dependency. And this was the key point for me to stay. The first day, I was made an assessment of the personal needs derived from my pathology, consisting in my case in morning and evening aid. And this service offers a viability of 24 hours a day in case of need. And the staff attending the service was enabled and instructed for the exercise of these activities. This service was also responsible for solving other types of needs, such providing me with an articulate bed to facilitate my transference from the bed to the wheelchair, and also a chair for the bathroom, for the shower. And those were items that the adapted room did not have in the student's residence. And also very important, they managed to lend me a more powerful electric wheelchair adapted to the terrain and the weather of Bergen. As I said earlier, all this without any cost. So during the 5 months of my stay in Bergen, I have no problem related to what I have just exposed. I also made tour alone on a light rail and also by boat. And when the World Cycling Championships was held there, I also volunteered for the organization by participating in the regulation of the traffic in some section of the race. So I did not stop moving, and I really enjoy the facilities that the country offers me, and also the city of Bergen in particular, where I will definitely come back.
The thing I was afraid of before going there, I think it was like the assistance, and as it turned out, the cooperation between my home university at Leuven and the one in Joensuu, it wasn't that good. I think they only had like a few conversations about, oh, there's a student coming with a disability, he's deaf, and you have to pay attention for it. And I think that was about it. So what I did myself was just go to the university staff and ask where I could go for assistance. And it turned out that they were very eager to help. Like, for example, written notes, students offering me their help with the things I didn't understand. And also the teachers, they wanted to share their notes as well. So that was very useful. So I think it's very important to step up and ask for it, because it's not that common, that they are not used to it, that a lot of students with disabilities go abroad. So yeah.
We could promote the possibilities more for the disabled students. For example, we have some support services and things, but we are not so good in promoting them and telling about it. We kind of expect the students to ask first, and maybe that's the reason why we don't have so many numbers of students who are going or coming for exchanges, disabled students, I mean. And partly it might be because we don't tell about the options so much. So I think giving out information more is one of our challenges.
My biggest challenge before going abroad was to organize everything, like the financial support. It was difficult to organize because as a Hungarian citizen in the Netherlands and as someone who's not working, not in employment in the Netherlands, I didn't have any access to financial support from the Dutch state. So I had to rely on the support of my family, technically my father, and I also had to start a GoFundMe, a fundraising campaign. Another challenge is my disability, because I have a permanent disability, tetraplegia, which means that I'm unable to live completely independently and take care of myself. So I need a helper with me to be with me in 24/7. So I decided to come to the Netherlands together with my mother, who's been taking care of me for more than 4 years now, and she's been here with me, providing me all kinds of support. But it's been quite a challenge for both of us.
I had to overcome many difficulties to be able to do it. So it was definitely an easy road. Both the university itself and my family and I had to work hard to make the experience a success. So the situation of students with disabilities, according to the Erasmus Plus program, has been improving, but there is still work to be done regarding the economical resources needed. since these were completely insufficient and made thousands of students with disabilities renounce to live this experience, or maybe they just will not even try to live this enriching and rewarding experience.
We didn't have much support in organizing other aspects of life. I would mention health insurance here. Health insurance is a very complicated issue here in the Netherlands, especially for those who come from abroad and want to use health insurance as an EU citizen. It's been very difficult to find any reliable information on how I can access healthcare and what can I do with my health insurance abroad. I think it should be the responsibility of universities to inform students adequately about access to healthcare, and this is especially relevant to me because I have a chronic illness. I have asthma and allergies for which I need regular medication and regular supervision by a specialist. So it would be very beneficial to me if I had adequate information about my healthcare. And my university and the Dutch health insurance provider has not provided me adequate information on this. So this is a downside. Accommodation is also a downside for most people who want to come to the Netherlands. Finding accommodation, especially accessible accommodation, is very difficult for students in recent years. I myself have been quite lucky with finding accessible accommodation for a student because I've asked help from the municipality of Groningen, the city where I live, and they've helped me find an accessible apartment. I've been living here since the beginning of my studies.
What positive experiences have you had during your studies abroad?
In the case of Bergen, I can conclude by saying that the facilities of the government of people with disabilities, mainly in the field of personal assistance, allowed me to fulfill the dream that I had. Also, due to the success of my experience in Bergen, my university proposed me to make a second part of the Erasmus Plus in a different city, specifically at the University of Northumbria, which was located in Newcastle, the United Kingdom.
The most positive experience for me as a wheelchair user was definitely physical accessibility. In the Netherlands and here in Groningen, everything is accessible. And when I mean everything, I literally mean everything. Each and every public service, public transport, libraries, university buildings, everything that you can imagine is fully wheelchair accessible. And this is a huge advantage, and this is a huge positive experience compared to my native country, Hungary, where essentially very few things are accessible. So I've had many difficulties during my first year at university, which I spent at the Hungarian law school. So in terms of accessibility, the Netherlands definitely has the edge. The international environment has also been a very positive experience to me. To meet people from all around the world, from the Netherlands to Europe to even Indonesia and Africa. It's been highly positive for me, and it's been also an eye-opening experience to get to know so many people from so many different cultures. In my opinion, what I would say is that the university has been doing quite well in providing support for persons with disabilities in terms of our studies. So we had support during exams and also in terms of our studies.
I had two flatmates. So the Indian flatmate made this picture, and the Latvian one is with me on this picture. And they both were very they were very eager to understand, and if I wasn't wearing my devices, I didn't hear anything. They also learned a bit of sign language. It's like the basics, so they really want to adapt themselves.
What would you say to students with disabilities who are considering studying abroad?
What I would recommend to students is to go abroad. So dare to dream and go abroad, because it's an unforgettable experience. But I would also recommend everyone to be as prepared as possible, and to arrange everything beforehand, as much as you can, even from home, contacting housing agencies online and inquire about accessible housing, because housing and healthcare are very important issues that you have to arrange in advance. And this is a piece of advice from me. Otherwise, feel free to go on mobility, especially to a country like the Netherlands, which has very good standards on accessibility.
Euni4All Network. This video was made by the European Disability Forum. Euni4All Network is a project co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. The European Commission support for the production of this video does not constitute an endorsement of its contents.